Okay, so how should we start this? Is smoking bad for you? Yes. But I have one cigarette a month, so give me a break, all right? But I actually do have something that's kind of an interesting announcement. Um, I've decided to, well, now that I finally have my fucking car, and I can actually like go the places that I want to go. Um, we're just gonna actually start to revisit some of my old content because I feel like honestly I had old content that's really good, and I feel like I'm just becoming a better storyteller. So virtually I'm just gonna like revisit that content and also just keep kind of, if you actually are interested in the Olivia stories and not the Olivia takes, because those are two different things. Like, I talk about cultural commentary on my channel, and I feel like some of you guys are interested in this. It's becoming a really nice space for like women's issues. And there's like pretty much like two documents that I think I could unpack on the channel and just keep it at that. So I think I might do that. And then I told you guys I'm trying to get this writing fellowship. So what I'm going to be doing with the writing fellowship is just unpacking all of my work experiences. I realize that a lot of people are unfamiliar with like corporate culture and what it means. I think it's interesting to whoever did find me and they made all those comments like, how are you so productive? And one of the major reasons I've been able to be so productive is because like I buy my own time. And that is a weird fucking thing to say, but you would understand it too if you pay your own way. And I feel like this is what I was getting at in the other video that I made. So if you actually like start from the bottom on your own and you don't really take that many handouts, like I think going to college could be a handout if you got a lot of help doing it. But I feel so bad because so many people who kind of need to go aren't going to be able to go anymore. And I don't really feel bad about that, but I feel like a lot of them don't need to go. Like it's like a privilege, right? And I think for some reason we're like overshadowing privileges as though like everyone has access to these privileges and everyone should have access to these privileges, and I just don't feel like that's the case. Definitely like some people should gain access to some privileges, but it shouldn't be like an everybody thing. Like, why do we feel like everyone needs access to everything? I'm sorry, but I think that's complete bullshit. I think I'm gonna write like another deeper essay. Maybe I'll do it tonight just because I have time and it's been really top of mind. Like what it means to be independent. These are like that's the really cool thing that college does teach you. Sometimes it's insulated because your parents have done a lot of the work by paying for things and the institution has all the support for you. But if you're basically unable to maintain, or I don't know, it can be difficult if you like don't know like where to start. Anyway, what else was I going to say? So yeah, let's talk about my Patreon. So my Patreon is where I'm going to talk about basically a lot of the things pertaining to my actual life, what I'm doing, where I'm going, how I'm doing it. There's this really cool like externship thing that I got that's in Germany. In the UK, I really want to do it, but I have these two cats now, and I feel like emotionally attached to the cats. So abandoning these new cats that I have would just feel fucking awful. So I don't know if I'm willing to do that. I might be though, because I kind of want to go to Germany a little bit more than not. I would also really like to see the Amalfi Coast in Italy, which is something I just fucking learned about, but it's really cool. I'm starting a new job, so that's kind of interesting for sure. And I'm kind of like reconnecting with one of my best friends. I'm not really a person who likes to have many friends. But there's just some people who have just been kind of with me for so long. They just know so much about me, you know? It's like, yeah, these are my people. And I don't see those people. They're not leaving anytime soon. They're like long term friends, you know? Like we keep calendar dates of like when we met each other, major holidays, births, things like that, anniversaries of things, and then kind of communicate, send gifts, really adult things, you know? I also saw a video the other day, actually last night, that I thought was interesting. It was basically a girl talking about like the logistics of how to move out. I am going to make a video about that because that I think that is fascinating. The things that she was saying made so much sense, and I was just like, wait, why hasn't why don't we have more like black people kind of making this video? Because especially like black women, we like you just need that. I also think it is kind of not weird, but maybe like a little bit different because it can be difficult to like find a how can you say it? Like to find put yourself in a situation where you'd be successful living alone. But the beginning is rough for everyone. Also, just going to give a little plug to a couple of projects that I'm probably going to revisit just because I have the time now. So, my Fandy Talks project is basically it's like an interview series. It's not even a series. It's one interview with Vulture that Thandie Newton did in 2020. And what I did is I went to the garden on multiple days and then kind of just voiced over that particular interview, which I thought was great because she talks about so many things that I think are like top of mind to people in this space. And so it was okay. And also, let me just go back for a second because I think this is like really important context. Um, I have created a lane for myself. Like when I first started with this channel, I didn't know how to make content. I didn't know how to tell a story. I didn't know where to start. I didn't have other videos of mine to reference. I didn't have videos of anyone else to reference because all of the things now that we're talking about in pop culture, like we have Zoe Unlimited, we have like Anna Akana, we have Kelly Stamps, we have Kiana Naomi, we have like that Destiny Ute, we have I'm Stefco for Harriet, right? There's like a lot of spaces where black women, women of color, what are they called? Exoticals. Everybody's telling their story now. This is new, okay? Like this is not something that's been happening for years and years and years. Like we kind of just got online. So it might feel like there's a lot of us, but if you actually look at the numbers, there's like basically none of us. There's like a few. And like I'm not saying I'm like a senior or anything, but like I have the as many subs as I have because like I've been growing this community organically for this amount of time. So if you're new here, welcome, say hi. If you want to remain here, move over to the Patreon just because I feel like I don't know. I feel like at any moment you could just get demonetized for anything, and I don't want to lose all of my content. And so I think it's just more effective to like move it over to Patreon and just like split some videos out. So yeah, this is probably going to be one of the last videos that's more like Olivia Life. If you're interested in Olivia Life videos, those are going to be on Patreon. Please subscribe. I will try to make like a low tier, like I don't know. I was trying to make my tiers like $5, $10, and $20 a month. But I don't know. I like I'm literally trying to move into being a full time storyteller, and I would like to tell the story of my life. So hopefully, I get this like journalism fellowship, which would really enable me to hone in on my own storytelling, which would make me very happy. But otherwise, this channel from now on is probably going to be simply used for reacting to interviews because I feel like something that's happening now that's actually very cool is we are getting new and old interviews from pretty interesting people, and there's a couple I have on the back burner, so I'll start unpacking those. Like we'll do a couple read-alongs, we will start to like examine these in more depth, and I will share with you like other spaces where you can go because I'm not just going to keep posting it on this channel. Probably gonna stop with like the nighttime vlogs in the apartment, unless if I do move, the new space that I'm moving to will actually be really nice. We could do some like home vlogs there. But yeah, I just wanted to like kind of let you guys know what's going on. And also, just before I kind of like, no, I'm not leaving this channel. I'm still gonna post here. But I'm gonna put some videos in the description box that might kind of be helpful if you've been here for a while and maybe you're trying to find like other creators to watch or understand like how I got to the space that I am right now. I didn't get here just like I was a consumer of this content, of the content in this space for about 3 years before I was even able to like record anything on my own. It took a while for me to get here. Okay. And it will probably take you, if you're new, I hope to inspire some new content creators. That's what I'm saying. But if you're new here, it's not going to happen overnight. Like you're not going to go from like zero to just copying somebody else's video, okay, and then being them. That is not how it works. Well, it takes a while to like find your voice. So think about what inspires you. Like I made a video that was like ideas for new black female content creators. All of the things that I said still apply. Okay. And I would also really like to say if you're in America right now and you're a black woman, I just saw a video yesterday that was talking about how like a whole bunch of Nigerians want to like leave Nigeria to come to the United States or the UK. So if you're in America or in the UK right now, all of the women who are going to be coming here are going to be living lives similar to yours and mine. Okay, they're not. Everyone's not going to go be Rihanna, Ira Star, or Tyla. They're going to be us, and that is why it's important for us to tell our stories and have them kind of like recorded in ways because people will actually come back, find this, and then be inspired. Not in like in real life, and that is really fucking cool. Because just think about it, you could be a pioneer in the same way that like Kelly Stamps was like a pioneer for me. And it is really hard to say that now just because I feel like it's not even me. I feel like we were all kind of moving on the same wavelength at the same time. Like I think there's, and I'll put it in the description box for this, but there's one creator, Amanda Amariana, and it wasn't a video that she actually made, it was an interview that she did. And it was something that was called like Average Black Girl or something like that. And the whole thing was about her, like how she gained momentum, I guess, for her channel. That was like the premise of it. But she was basically talking about how she hadn't seen anyone kind of telling her story before. And then I don't know where the fuck Kelly came from. I don't know how she did it. But she's like the Issa Rae of like, it was like Issa Rae, Kelly Stamps, Amanda Mariana, and then I would say kind of like me. Well, I don't know. I feel like Kelly Stamps and then like me and then all the other creators are in something else. And now we've branched out because we have like fashion, beauty. We have vlogs, but it seems like all the vloggers are just talking about how they're spending their money, right? It's like everyone is just talking about how much money they have and how everyone's being so rich and fabulous. But like, what about just living a regular life? What about just living a regular life? What about just being average? Um, that's a real thing. And so yeah, I don't know. I maybe it's something I will go into on Patreon. Hopefully, it's something I will be able to explore in this writing fellowship. Let's really cross our fucking fingers because if I get it, the plans that I have, it was like a 5 or 6 page document that I created that had, it was like reference. It basically tells the entire story kind of my channel really from the beginning. And I would really hone in, like get some better editing software, just basically do some editing, right? And do some scripting. Do some, I would actually script some videos so that we could be very concise and share very well thought out plans and thoughts and stories that like have a narrative arc and really take you with me to understand like how I felt in these new experiences, that I had, because at the time when I was going through them, I was so deep into them that I didn't have any opportunity to process like what does this feel like? how am I being impacted by this? Like, what do I think about? I didn't have the time to do any of that. And that's really unfortunate because I really wish that I did. I wish that I would have had the confidence back then to take out the camera in the way that I do now, and talk, really, because I think I would have gotten a lot of joy. I would have gotten a lot of stability from that. But I felt very uncomfortable doing it because I didn't see other people who look like me doing it, if I'm being perfectly honest. And that's weird. Like, you shouldn't have to be a pioneer for everything. Some things, I get it. Okay, you're going to be the first, but not everything. And sometimes it's weird because you'll start to feel like you're a pioneer for everything. And it's like, that's bullshit. Obviously, like, you're not a pioneer. People have done shit before you. So you do have to start to find similarities between with other people in the world who have like a shared experience to you, okay, and are like doing shit. Anyway, that's if you're interested, if you want to stick with me, please join my Patreon, and we are going to have some fun over there.